Hi, I'm Allison. I'm a reading specialist and I'm the founder of the Rising Readers program, which is a coaching program for parents of struggling readers ages 6 through 10. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what to do when your own child can't read or is really struggling with reading. Helping struggling readers is my passion, and I've been doing that in different ways since 2006. I would love to have you follow along with me here on my YouTube channel, where I will share lots of tips and strategies so that you can help your child become a successful reader. Okay, now let's dive into what you can do to help your child get on track with their reading. The first thing we want to consider if your child is struggling with reading is their age. Now, if you have a 2, a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, and they're not reading yet, that is totally normal and that is totally okay. Typically, children don't learn to read at this age. Some do, but most don't. So at this age, you just want to give them lots of opportunities to play, to develop oral language by listening and talking to you, and maybe, learn the alphabet song, work on their letters, but reading is not expected at this age. The same thing goes for 5-year-olds, even 5-year-olds that may be enrolled in kindergarten. Here in the United States, most kindergartners start school at the age of 5, but many, if not most of them, still don't know how to read yet. Again, we can do lots of pre-literacy work with them, like working on their letters and working on rhyming and learning to hear the individual sounds in words. All of that stuff is important. So if you have a 5-year-old that's not reading, no reason to worry. But let's say you have a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old or even above, and they know their letters, they know their letter sounds, they've been given lots of instruction in reading, and yet they're still not able to read, or reading is very difficult to them. So let's talk about what you would want to do in that case. First of all, I want to acknowledge that it can be really scary to dig into this, right? Like, you're kind of feeling like there's a problem, but you might feel overwhelmed. You might feel almost afraid to find out what might be going on. But I want to reassure you, the sooner you start acting, the better. It's never too early to start trying to address a reading problem. But if we wait too long, that can really be detrimental to the child. So early action is great. That's why I'm so glad you're watching this video, because you want to take early action. I'm actually going to give you something to help you do that later on. But anyway, the earlier the better. And then the first thing that you can do in this case, you got a 7, 8, 9-year-old who's had the appropriate instruction, but they're still not reading. Make sure to get your child's vision and hearing checked. We want to make sure that they can hear words and that they can read the words on the page without anything getting in the way. So that's an important, simple first thing to do. Just talk to your child's doctor about what the best way is to do that. The second thing to do, and this is assuming that you're not homeschooling, but that your child is attending school, is to ask to speak to your child's teacher. You want to hear what they are noticing, if they have any feedback. And again, this can feel a little bit scary, but some more reassurance: the earlier we act, the more likely it is that a child's reading problem can be resolved. So ask to speak with your child's teacher. Maybe you want to come in for a meeting or have a phone call. And at this point, you're just information gathering, right? You're kind of like a scientist, just trying to find out more. How does your child's teacher see this? And if you're concerned after speaking to the child's teacher, you may want to consider requesting an evaluation from your child's school. And the way that you would get this definitely differs in different places, but generally speaking, what you can try doing is writing a letter or an email to the principal, just stating what your concern is and requesting that the child be evaluated, okay? This evaluation just means that your child will be given some basic tests. Again, it's nothing scary. I wouldn't worry too much about putting your child through this, because again, if we wait for the reading problem to get bigger and worse, then it's going to be much harder to resolve it. Something really interesting to know is that reading intervention, reading instruction can actually change the way a child's brain is reading so that it becomes more effective at reading. But again, we want to get in there and get working on this early so that, it doesn't become a bigger issue. So ask for that evaluation. Now, if you happen to homeschool, again, how this happens will vary depending on where in the world you are. But at least in our area, the area that I know, if you're a homeschooling family, you can go to the local school and still ask for an evaluation. And they are required by law, again, in this area, to give them that evaluation. So that might be an option as well. If you want to go to an independent educational psychologist or some kind of, agency or firm that does testing like this, it is possible to also do this privately. However, at least in the States, you can get it done for free publicly. So, those are your options. And there may be other options too. Definitely do some research, just educational evaluation or, reading disability test. Look for something local in your area just by typing in search. Okay. Now, let's talk about what you can do, because there are a lot of things that you can do while all of this will be going on, because this takes time, right? To check their vision, their hearing, maybe to ask for an evaluation, this takes time. But again, we want to take action as soon as possible. So let's talk about how you can do that. Many times when a child has a reading issue, it has to do with them not being able to decode the words. However, if your child is struggling with understanding the text, like they can read it, but they're having trouble comprehending, then you might want to go to get a a language evaluation from a speech and language pathologist. Many times though, the issue will be that the child is struggling with decoding. And I have this free resource, it's linked in the caption that you can grab. This free guide is going to help you get started with helping your child learn to decode more effectively. Okay, so the best way to determine what you should practice with your child is by doing a little phonics mini assessment. And there is one of these in here that you can use. It's super simple and easy for parents to understand. It's nothing complicated at all. Okay, so with this little phonics mini assessment, you will begin to understand, oh, they know these skills, and oh, we still need to work on these skills. And the reason why I start with phonics is because, well, for a few reasons. Number one, teaching reading through phonics is what the research says is the best way to teach reading. Number two, phonics is kind of the foundation. So when a child has good phonics knowledge, then their reading fluency grows, meaning they can read more quickly. It sounds smooth, not so choppy. And then from reading fluency grows comprehension, which is the whole point of reading, them understanding the text, right? So we can still work on comprehension, but we need to focus especially on phonics for that base. And that's exactly why I created this free guide. Remember, caption to grab this for free is in the link, or rather the link to grab this for free is in the caption that goes along with this video. Okay, so like I said, you're going to do this free little mini assessment, and then the guide will tell you exactly what the child needs to work on. It'll say, hey, here's how you lay out the results, and then here are the skills based upon what this, assessment showed that you can work on with your child. So again, it's very parent friendly, easy to follow, and using this can make a huge impact on your child's reading progress. So yes, maybe you want to get the evaluation, you want to get some things checked out, but right now, go to the caption, look for the link for this guide and grab it now, because yes, even though you may not have any teaching experience, you really can get your child reading on track. It just takes knowing how to do this, having the right tools, and this free parent guide is a great way to get started. All right, thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Hit the like button. I hope you'll subscribe for more, and I'll look forward to seeing you in my next video.